Hey children, you probably think you could go toe-to-toe with a grizzly or out-wrestle a silverback. But let's be real, in a 10-second street fight, you are getting folded like a cheap lawn chair. We spawned into the wild with zero armor-plated skin, no razor-sharp claws, and definitely no venomous spit. On paper, humans are just squishy, hairless monkeys with bottom-tier base combat stats. But if Mother Nature hosted a long-term survival decathlon, you are literally a god. Before we expose how your ancestors bullied apex predators, pause the video and drop a comment. If you had to 1v1 any animal using only your stamina, which one are you challenging? Let's see who's completely delusional. Welcome to Know-It-All Doctor, leveling up your brain cells one stickman at a time. Our survival wasn't a fluke, it's the result of a hidden skill tree. Evolution gave us a set of game-breaking passive abilities that allow us to ignore the standard rules of the animal kingdom. Most predators are built for a 30-second burst. A cheetah is terrifyingly fast, but it has to stop almost immediately, or its internal temperature will skyrocket and its heart will literally explode. Humans countered this with persistence hunting. We just power-walked behind a deer for 8 straight hours, never letting it rest, until its brain literally overheated and it just gave up on life. This chart shows the disparity in energy over time. While the predator hits a massive speed spike, they're crashing to zero within minutes. Our line stays steady and unbroken for the entire day. Animals hit a thermal overload because they can only cool down by panting, which they can't do while sprinting. They have to choose between breathing and cooling off. We don't. Evolution gave us millions of sweat glands, turning our skin into a high-performance liquid cooling system. We can dump heat while we are moving at a full sprint, keeping our internal CPU from completely frying, while the tiger is collapsing from heat stroke. To a wild animal, a human isn't a fighter. We're a relentless, sweating nightmare that simply never stops coming until the prey physically shuts down. When an animal gets a broken limb in the wild, it's usually game over. They just hide in the brush and wait to be deleted from the server. We are the only species crazy enough to sustain a life-threatening injury and decide to keep fighting. Our brains flood the system with an adrenaline loop that mutes the damage, so we can finish the mission purely off willpower. And the hardware actually self-optimizes. As this diagram shows, when we break a bone, our body repairs the fracture by building a latticework of calcium that is often thicker and denser than it was before the injury. We do the same thing with the environment. A polar bear needed 100,000 years of slow mutation to survive the cold. A human just skins that bear, steals its evolution, and wears it as a coat. Are you a winter person or a summer person? Drop a snowflake or a sun in the chat. Let's see which biome you've adapted to. While every other species is hard stuck in a specific habitat, we treat the entire planet as a customizable sandbox. We didn't wait for our bodies to change. We just changed the rules of the environment. People talk about smart animals like crows using sticks, but that crow's grandkids will be using the exact same stick a century from now. There's no progress. Humans utilize the knowledge stack. We developed a way to permanently store data outside our bodies, so no generation ever has to start from zero. We turn 10,000 years of hand-me-down progress into a technological suit of armor. We don't need claws when we can start our lives at the finish line of the guy who died before us. But the most lethal part of our neurology is how we handle fear. While a predator's brain essentially short-circuits into a blind panic loop, humans can decouple their terror from their motor control. Even with a heart rate at 180 beats per minute, our prefrontal cortex can hijack that raw adrenaline. It turns a state of pure panic into premium fuel, allowing us to maintain the surgical fine motor skills needed to aim a rifle or thread a needle while in a life-or-death struggle. These combined buffs rebalanced the scales. We aren't just smart. We are the only species that becomes more precise the more terrified we get. If you ignore these stats, you are spending your life acting like an NPC. You're letting the most advanced biological hardware in history go to waste. Your evolutionary traits are use it or lose it. When you spend all day doom scrolling, your knowledge stack is just filled with junk data. If you never push your heart rate, your liquid cooling system becomes inefficient, and your bones never trigger those density upgrade protocols. You have to realize you are piloting an apex predator mech suit that was literally built to be pushed to the limit. Everything changes when you view your body this way. Hitting the gym isn't just a chore, it's a stress test for your cooling system. Studying isn't just work, it's adding a new floor to your knowledge stack. So get off the couch, touch some grass, and put that hardware to work. Smash that subscribe button and join the community of humans who actually know how to use their stats. And if you want to see the habits that are secretly nerfing your brain, click the video on the screen right now. Stay overpowered.